to my channel. My name is Lexi. I am an actor, former model, and current electrician, and today's video might get a little spicy. We're going to be taking a strut down memory lane today, and I'm going to be reviewing, rating, and talking about my old modeling photos. For those who don't know, I was a professional model from the ages of 15 to about 22, and then I slowly stopped kind of doing it. I didn't work full-time by any means because I was from a small town, but I did do some contracts internationally, the notable one being Milan for 6 months. A little bit about my channel, I usually post more videos related to my job as an electrician, but occasionally we throw it back to acting and modeling. If that sounds like your cup of tea, I would appreciate you subscribing, because as of right now I'm at 666 subscribers, and while that is hilarious, let's try and get to 1,000, because then I can actually start making money off of YouTube. Hey! Let's jump into it. First up, this is my very first day as a model. I came home and I felt like such a princess, but looking back, yeah, this photo is actually one of my favorites from that day because it was a really good photographer, and I will link all the photographers that I recommend below. There are some hilarious photos also from that day because student photographers plus models with no experience who have to style and dress themselves. Yeah, so I didn't know how to do makeup, and I only exclusively wore weird outfits from the thrift store at that time, so I wore a lot of my mom's clothing, and this is the result. This next photo, I literally look like a clown. Like, I feel crazy. Who let me wear that, first of all? Who let my face do that, second of all? And third of all, what am I doing with my hands? We'll never know. Okay, but this one actually, this was, and probably still is, one of my top 10 favorite photos of all time of me, because we stopped traffic, I ran into the streets, jumped like the graceful ballerina that I am not, and this was the result. I loved it. Again, what the hell was I wearing? I don't know. I had a lot of fedoras at the time. I don't know why, but the blue fedora and pink scarf plus weird, just all of it was strange, but it looked cool. The photo is one of my favorites. This was my first bridal shoot. I was 15. All around super awkward. We felt very uncomfortable the whole time, and I never saw the photos from that day, so that's just the way it is. This photo was the first of many of hair photos that I ended up doing. I did a lot of hair modeling in Milan, but some hair modeling in Victoria. But this photo was fun because it was a wig, and I didn't have to do anything except for sit there and look nice and have a good time. I liked this photo a lot. This photo was fun because, as you will see on my feet, I had these weird knit donut things that covered my shoes, and the shoes were not mine. They were just whatever was provided. And the thing about runway is they'll usually have just a random display of heels that you have to grab and put on right before you go on stage, and everyone who's a model is a size 9, which is my size, so there was no size 9 left. I couldn't fit into size 6s, and so I think I wore like size 11 heels, and you know what happened? They fell off. They fell off on the runway. Right at the end, my foot slipped out of one side, then the other, and I still managed to clutch with my toes to keep them on my feet, but they were nowhere near where they were supposed to be. But luckily, like I said, I had donuts on my feet, so nobody noticed. Alright, I guess we have to get into Milan. Now, my overall experience at the time with living in Milan and modeling was very positive. Looking back, I have a lot of feelings. But let's just start with, this was my first photo shoot in Milan. Now, I loved doing this photo shoot. It was with Reflex Studios in Milan. I loved them. I shot with them a bunch of times. Only drawback to this shoot was I thought that I looked super fat at the time, which is incredibly messed up and just goes to show how damaging modeling can be to your brain, because I just wanted to be skinnier than this photo, and I look back now and I'm like, bro, my dog is scratching at the door. But now I think like this is a really fun photo. I'm really glad I have it. At the time, I was not as happy with it, and that's really sad. It's really sad. And we're back. Technical difficulties. Thank you for standing by. As I look back at the footage, I realize I have a giant bruise on my leg. I fell off a log. We don't need to talk about it, but yeah, that's gonna be here for the duration of the video. Moving on. Oh, so I forgot about this in the initial. This is when I was baby Lexi, but This was my first ever paid campaign. I think it's fun, but I was also supposed to play a dude. Have you ever seen Hairspray and you know that like John Travolta plays the mom in that? It's like tradition for a man to play the mom in that show. In this opera, I guess it's tradition for the woman to play this character. So look at those eyebrows. Can we just chef's kiss? That was fun. This is where things started to go wrong in Milan. This is my hair following a hair shoot where they curled my hair into really tight ringlet curls on stage, and then they went at it with scissors. No rhyme or reason, no direction. I remember watching the footage back, and it was literally just like for performance only, unfortunately at the cost of my hair. And so it was horribly cut, completely uneven, and I had to go to another hairdresser and get it fixed after. This hair show took place 3 hours away from Milan, and we were driving back on the bus, and I was the only model who had my hair cut, and so all the other models were like super sympathetic and they felt bad for me. And then we got stuck in traffic for 5 hours. So I was like real close to a breakdown because the whole ride I was just like, I want to go home, I want to look at my hair, I can't see it, I can't look in the mirror, like it feels horrible, it feels so uneven, what the hell did they do to my head? And finally I got home, I took videos, I was shocked. This hair show that happened on stage was all in Italian. I didn't understand a word of it, so we were supposed to like act like princesses and respond to certain things you said. I had no idea what was going on. And at one point, because they didn't feed us the entire time, I almost passed out on stage. So I very quickly ran off stage, kind of fainted, and I remember some person backstage just grabbed my head and grabbed a packet of sugar and just poured it in my mouth, closed my mouth, and then pushed me back on stage. It was a great experience. So I did that hair show, and then I got booked again with that same company, and they fixed my hair and they did another shoot with it, and luckily they didn't cut it all off. And then after that shoot, I had another shoot where they had to do something with my hair, and because I'd cut it before the shoot but after the casting, they were really, really mad and they wanted to cut it way shorter, and I was not okay with that. It became a whole mess, and I ended up almost walking from that shoot, but luckily I basically just said, if you pay me my rent for this month, then I'll stay. And they agreed to that, so they paid me extra, and they cut my hair off, and that was really the beginning of the end for my hair. And then this last cut was so short. I hated it. It was like it was above my chin. I couldn't do anything with it. My hair's really thick, so I couldn't style it the way I wanted to, and I really hated my hair for a long time after that. So because I did not care about my hair anymore, I went to a casting where they said, hey, you want to go blonde? And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care, sure, why not? So I went blonde. That was a mistake. Now, not only was my hair completely cut and jagged, it was completely butchered by bleach. My hair was absolutely screwed for like 3 years after that. But then I did one shoot where they dyed my hair pink, which was kind of fun. I liked it. Okay, post Milan. Once I got back from Milan, I was dead broke. So this next campaign was an incredible opportunity for me. I got to work for Canadian Tire. This was super fun. Only thing is I did not know how to mountain bike. My agent told them that I was a very experienced mountain biker, which was not the case. So I had to mountain bike down a ravine. Yeah, you can probably tell in my face, I was like, what the hell's going on? But the show must go on. I forgot about this photo. I was so uncomfortable at this photo shoot. So this shoot I did when I was 17. Bisexual, but not sexy. The worst part, we were gonna go in the water. I said, what should I wear? And he's like, oh, you're just gonna go topless. I'm sorry, what? So I said, no. And he was genuinely confused. Like, what do you mean no? Why wouldn't you? I don't know. I'm 17. I don't need to give you a reason why I'm not doing that. And we compromised, as in I didn't agree to his ridiculous request, and I just wore my bathing suit, and we got these photos. Were they worth it? No, he was not a great photographer. So that whole shoot, I wish I could just delete from my experiences, but it happened and it's annoying. And afterwards, the photographer messaged me and asked me to sneak into a bar so he could hang out with me later. Cool, I was 17. And finally, this shoot. People ask me all the time, how do you balance being an actor, a model, an electrician? And so here's my answer. I had a photo shoot for my brand Lulime on the Saturday. This was a Friday, and I was pulling some BX reels along a staircase, and the wheels came loose, and I had this pole, and I just boom, smacked myself right in the face. That's how I balance it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes I get a little dirty, and that's just the way she goes. That's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this review walk down memory lane with me. Obviously, there's been a lot of interesting, fun, lovely times as a model, like when I was the face of a mall, which was cool. But there's also been some drama, and that's a reason why in my intro I say I'm an actor and former model. I still will be here if you have questions or you need advice, or if you see the photos that I did in Victoria and you're like, who are those photographers? I will let you know if you DM me on Instagram. So my Instagram is at Lexi Electric, so Lexi Electric. So follow me on there, subscribe to my channel here. If you like this video, let me know. If you hated it, let me know. I want to know because I'm doing my best to put out as much content that's fun and watchable for you. If you have suggestions, please tell me. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And don't let photographers shoot you topless if you don't want to. Yay! Bye!